Exiles One Portal. I am once again joined by Caspar.
Caspar. Sir
Caspar.
Caspar. Sir
Sir
Caspar.
Caspar. The third.
That was my
Esquire.
grandpappy. I'm the fifth. That has to suck. Have to be the fifth in line.
Or really honorable,
Mm.
depending on how you look at it.
Depending on how much money your family has.
Or
Like being
incest.
the fifth in a failing family. Like if as it's going downhill.
Yeah, but then you have like no like real pressures, right? You just be like, look, at the end of the day, like I can do what I can do, but my granddad and my dad fucked this shit up like a long time ago.
It has to hurt though. You're like working in like a shoemaker shop.
Yeah, but then at that
you
point,
realize that your uncle used to be like a king.
Yeah, but then like you just don't advertise yourself that way because it doesn't fucking matter, right?
That's
well, unless you're one of those random people that's like, oh, I'm a descendant of Cleopatra. It's like, okay, cool. Like, are you trying to say that you should rule over me, or you know what I mean? Like, we live in today's society. Wow, weird fucking. My goodness, that was a very random thing. Sorry, everybody. Cass, you said that you had a subject that you wanted to touch upon before we got started.
Yes. So for our loyal listeners, I have to admit I effed up. I'm trying not to curse. I effed up. So the episode that was supposed to
Am I supposed to try not to curse?
I don't think so. I think we're way beyond that. I'm just saying try not to because I'm actually pretty pissed off at this.
Gotcha.
I don't want to just start lobbing F-bombs. So the episode that we filmed on League launch, kind of going through though, it was like a 2.5 episode that we did, and I wanted to upload it by the end of Friday night. Unfortunately, Spotify took almost 3 hours to upload our 2.5 hour video, right? Again, I don't think it's therefore. I just think it was a thick file, right? And
either
it took them a little bit.
Big file or just one of those days where all kinds of people were trying to upload shit at the same time.
Whatever. It took a little bit. Honestly, with everything was going on, the fact that we was having so much fun, I thought I uploaded it. I went to sleep with sound mind of like I did everything I was supposed to do today. I didn't notice until just now that when we came in, I'm looking for like, oh, what episode are we up to? And I'm like, wait, why is this sitting here? And I did not press publish. It was just waiting for me to say publish. So alongside this episode, you will see episode 11, which was supposed to be up on Friday. And that was the league launch of Trials of Our Ancestors. So you can see our initial reactions and gameplay, us leveling up, trying out the the ancestors and some of our initial thoughts. And then today we obviously going to talk about 1 week later. All right. So for anyone who may be wondering like what the fuck's going on, that's what happened. All right. So I apologize for everyone. That was completely on me. I'm gonna have to set reminders on my phone or something.
I have a random question that sort of pertains to this. Do you watch content in chronological order, or will you watch it in the order that it like the newest thing released? So like say you have a content creator that's made like a couple episodes and say he does make a mistake and he releases 2 episodes in one day. Which do you watch?
It depends.
Is there a way for them to engage with us and actually answer this question? Like, if anybody out there has time,
there is. So, I think I could put it as a question. I could put it as a question on this episode, and they can.
Yeah, I'm really curious as to people's thoughts on that. Actually, like, just a weird academic part of my brain where it's just, which do you do? Do you watch the newest video, or do you watch the video that came out that's in order?
If it's relevant, to the content, yes.
Okay, so you would go back and be like, oh, okay, yeah.
Because if we're doing like a before and after, I could probably start watching the after, but then I start realizing, wait, I'm missing some some information here, I may look to see if they have it before and then watch that first.
Okay.
Now it depends. If it's 2.5 hours, I may not. But I don't think I can watch I can't just watch Fast and the Furious 10 without watching 1 through 10.
That's an interesting way of thinking about it. Okay.
Right? Because it's gonna be things that you can enjoy, but it's like
honestly, coming from someone who has seen all of them in random order.
Me too.
No, okay, I have not seen them in chronological.
You're ashamed of yourself.
I don't feel like I'm missing anything.
I mean, at this point, no, you're not. Right?
Like, come on, man. Like,
no, at this point,
not like they're telling a cohesive ass story.
After what's his name died, shit went off the rails.
Oh, so wait, he died. They killed him in the thing, right?
They didn't officially kill him off. He just went off to drive somewhere.
Oh, he abandoned his family. Got it. Cool.
He's in a secret space mission or something. So I don't know. It's a weird send off that they didn't fully explain it. But I guess we're getting off the rails again in that episode.
Yeah. I'm sorry, audience, that you hear a segue, but maybe that's why you're part of our audience, is because we have all these random ass things that we think.
So something like League launch, right? When it comes to PAF, it's a big deal, right?
It is.
Anyone who follows PAF in any specific nature, as far as you play it every league, you consume it, League launch is like an event. And for us to do an episode, and we methodically set our schedules. I begged my wife. I even begged my toddler. I was like, "Let me do this." And for me not to press that publish button, I think it's a really it's a dope. It's the Trial of Ancestors League launch is only one day this entire year. Right.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where whether or not our few listeners that are listening want to really understand, what are your perspectives on this league? What should I be knowing? What should I, what should we be considering? It's kind of like, damn, I dropped the ball now. So I'm really bummed out myself. It may not be a big deal, but
I understand why you're a little bummed, but to be completely honest with you, it's one of those things where I feel like shooting from the hip with a lot of hot takes and things of that nature with our opinions of the league and things of that nature so early is volatile anyway. And so a lot of people, for instance, I pretty much maintained an information blackout. I wasn't looking at very many other people's opinions. I didn't really want to be tainted by anything. And then I had the worst kind of incident happen. Storm happened in California. I'm not sure if you're Californian, but it happened.
You're going. So we're going straight into it. Okay.
Yeah. Internet was down for 4 days, 3 or 4 days, and so I haven't really
after day 2, right?
Yeah, it was on day 2. I was trying to swap my character over to cast on crit, and in the middle of it,
so you should you should update everyone on what we did. So we both decided to go melee builds this week because we talked a few times about how shitty melee builds are, and how much love that they get. Not love.
And how I felt that you were wrong, because I felt like there was fair love, and that's why I tried melee build. Well, okay. I still feel that there was love there. I feel like I had made a terrible choice, and my not necessarily evidence for that, but my anecdotal evidence for that is you've done very well.
Vel is I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay.
No. You're doing well. I don't care what you say. I
haven't broke 5 divs yet.
Who the fuck cares? That's not your build is clearing good content, bro. It's not getting gapped. It's not getting gapped. You have the opportunity to farm. You're doing good. Set up.
I did
this is what
a
I mean.
5-way. So I tested my build. What I did was I hosted a map and chill, and I think I'm gonna host these a little more. A map and chill where I just had random 5 people join, which is toxic, by the way. The
Yes,
saying it's toxic is because you don't know what kind of builds are gonna come in, and people
I
have
have
some real
made
goofy
worse.
builds that like will lag you out.
Yeah, and I don't have the strongest PC in the world,
Hmm.
so I usually try to steer away from playing with too many people.
Yeah. So,
Um,
but I really wanted
it's
to test my build as far as like how would perform with that many people, with that much HP, with that much projectiles. And I got to say, I died twice. The reason I died though, of course, expedition, right?
yep, yep. Expedition is very rippy.
Both because I got greedy. It Everyone died off, and there was so much loot just sitting around. I'm like, there was just two rare mobs that would just not die, and they literally killed everyone off. And I'm saying to
I'm
myself, like, I
really
can
shocked you didn't.
survive. I just gotta
I'm
go
really shocked
around.
you didn't use your brain, bro. Come on, you didn't just be like, all right, hold up,
Greed.
let me lead these to the other side of the map and let me get all this money.
The greed was real. Nah, dude, it was like hasted, and then it was like they were on super crack. They were on fentanyl. Like whatever they were just not. They didn't give a flying. Okay, car passing. They didn't give a flying fuck how fast you were, and I was the fastest, like by far, but from anyone. And every time I try to stop for one item, they would just get me, pow, pow, and I kept telling myself, I should leave, I should leave, I should leave. Nope, I just kept running, and of course I got hit, and I
Yeah,
lost. But besides that, I was running through tier 12s all the way to tier 15s with the 5-man group, and
nice.
I was just see. I miss that feeling of being in melee. Is so one thing. One of the biggest difference between casters and melees is that you have to you have to not be afraid of jumping in.
Yeah, you have to trust your build in a way.
Mm-hmm. And as a
And
caster, you always know you're gonna get gapped. Like,
yeah, you just don't go into packs unless you're very specifically built to do that sort of thing. Because there are builds that you've seen my ward loop build.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
My ward loop was like, I don't care where I stand. Like
Right, right. And all melee builds has that thing in common of like, if you're not in there, you're not doing damage. So things are not dying, and it's such a hard like it's so if you have been playing range characters since you started playing path, the
stick with
dynamic
it.
of melee is you got to change your whole playstyle. Like you got to just be willing to like, you know what, balls to the walls and just run in there.
Okay, so this is gonna sound a little narcissistic. Um, I did not feel that way. But at the same time, I think that might be slightly attributed to the fact that I played League of Legends for a long time. I played World of Warcraft for a long time. I'm just a very seasoned gamer, and I understand that there's
You old, that's what this season.
yeah, basically yeah. I'm an old gamer. I know how to adapt
You're a
in a
boomer.
lot of
Okay,
games.
boomer.
I know, but it's one of those things where it's like I didn't find very much like
You know, you get
issue
it.
getting used to it.
You know what's messed up about this?
What?
You might be at a stage where new gamers may not know what WoW is.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, WoW is still a thing. WoW's still going, bro. There are
But
new players of WoW that have never played vanilla WoW, never
but
heard,
not
never
as
considered it. Like,
it's slowly sinking into obscurity.
I don't know if it's, I don't know, bro.
I'm telling you.
Blizzard is just pissing everybody off.
It's like the new DVD or a CD. Every now and then you might get a new player like, what's WoW? Whoa, what does it stand for? Oh, World of Warcraft. Oh, okay. It's like Michael Jackson. You're actually a young person who Michael Jackson is. They might know. They might Michael. What, Thriller?
Wait,
Yeah, Thriller.
my
Okay.
mom listens to that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, It's one of those things, bro, where I don't know. People are born and dying all the fucking time, right? So, like,
This got morbid again. This got morbid. Okay.
I'm not trying to be morbid about it, but it's true.
So you say okay, you season. Okay, let's back to
Season.
topic.
I've played a lot of video games, so adjusting. The thing is there are certain times I've wanted to play melee, and there's certain times that I've wanted to play ranged.
Mm-hmm.
I've never really wanted melee in this game.
Mm.
It just felt like I was at not necessarily a disadvantage, but it required me to play a way that I don't want to.
Got it.
And that's why, like, for instance, right now, like, I'm thinking about it, I'm remaking my character essentially, because Chieftain was a fucking bust, at least for what I wanted to do.
So describe exactly what you was trying to do, because I don't know if it was I don't think, if they haven't watched the last episode, they don't know.
That's true. If you haven't watched last episode, what I was trying to do is I was trying to make a cast on crit Chieftain. I was successful in making cast on crit. The problem was there was no damage because Chieftain is just a very bad starting position. I was hoping that I'd be able
Marauders.
Yeah, Marauder, sorry. I was hoping to be able to rely on those defenses that I would have to get early to, take a couple hits while I farmed up some stuff. Things were not working in that fashion, and I wasn't able to get enough just like sheer armor pieces, especially after being absent for fucking 4 days of the league. And I decided that I'm going to remake the cast on crit idea with an occultist. But mainly because I think that having no real access to easy damage was more of a hindrance than anything.
And for those wondering, well, you didn't have enough money. Yes. That's always the case for any build.
Any build.
If you drop enough money into this build, it will work. That is how Path works. This is the way. However, we're talking about 4 days in.
And we spent like 3 hours working on my build today, both of us.
And collectively, we spent about 2 days.
And to be honest, bro, like, I appreciate you doing that with me. Like,
and
you have no idea.
You still couldn't run like tier 1 or 2 maps.
Dude, like tier 2 maps were fucking just not okay. Yeah. I was still getting hit really hard.
For anyone who is listening to this and saying, well, how much of my should I be spending on my build? If you spend anything more than a div on a build and you are not clearing tier 1,
and you're not maps, getting anywhere, just don't.
You need to scrap whatever the fuck you're doing.
It's either not worth it or you're messing up somewhere. And
there's a mechanic, there's a mechanic that you're not understanding of a way it's interacting.
And for instance, like, my issue comes from the fact that normally when I make a build, right, it's usually a relatively good idea, right? Not like giga broken and I'm gonna fucking break the game, but usually other people have had that idea and are like, oh yeah, I want to make that work. So they go and they have these builds, and then on Path of Build or PoE Ninja, which is another resource to look at builds and see what other people are doing. You can go through, see what they're doing, and get a couple ideas. Maybe you see a better source of something that they're using, and you try to work with like other people's ideas.
Just get a preview of the items as well that you would need.
And there was none of that. Nobody was. I was thinking at least someone was going to be intrigued by the free corpse explode. Nobody was intrigued by that. And
I thought that was one of some of the. I was there was 2 nodes on that tree that I really liked, which was the free to what is it called, the Fist of War, and whatever the skill. So the 2 level 30 skills that they give you, and that one, the free explode. Yeah, I felt like with like Herald of Ash combined with that, it would turn into nice explosions.
And to be fair, with Shockwave, it did, and I got to tier 5 maps, but trying to transfer that into a cast on crit was just, it was unfeasible. with how much money I had and with how much farming I was going to need
Yeah.
to get levels
After
to
day
do.
4 or 5.
And then at the end of the day, I was like, am I really about to struggle for this? Or do I just make a character I know will be able to farm out what I need to either make that work or make a spiritual successor? So I'm going spiritual successor. And I decided that I did level. I'm deciding, if you agree with me, obviously, that I'm not cheating because I did level as melee the entire time until I got to there. By the time I get to that level again, I will swap back over to melee.
Now, I need you to go on record. Is it harder to be melee than to be caster?
I don't know. I want to say yes because there are less feasible melee builds, I feel.
Yeah.
That look and sound fun to play.
I think
Because my whole thing
a
with
lot more
melee
can
is
go wrong.
that I disagree with that.
That a lot more can go wrong?
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever bricked a bow build, but that feels awful.
Fair enough.
I
think any build can go wrong, right?
Well, right. But the thing is like, for instance, I just bricked this build, and it might be because my heart's a little bit more callous. Again, seasoned. But this experience was so filled with science for me, I don't feel like I lost anything. When I went with my bow build, I just felt like there was a barrier that I couldn't fix. No matter how many regrets, no matter how I didn't even have a thought of like, dude, unless I'm completely, utterly changing my idea, I don't know how to fix this. Like, it was actually a condition of hopelessness. It felt bad, and I didn't like that feeling.
And for those of you wondering, so I'm doing good. I still haven't farmed up to, like I said, we've spent collectively about 2 divs. So before he came back from his internet issues, I've farmed up about 2 divs worth of stuff. Which again, day 4, that's modest. It's not.
It's
I'm
not
not
like
breaking barriers. Yeah, I'm not breaking barriers. I'm just a normal person.
You're I think that's above normal. Come on now. You have to remember how many people
I would
even
hope
get
so.
affected.
I would hope so based on the hours I put in and based on my knowledge of the game. I would hope that I'm at least a little bit above average. Because
Right.
That's just shameful on my part.
Because to be honest, you are. Like, let's think about this.
Oh, that warms my heart.
No, let's think about it though. Like, how much did you help me earlier today? How many mechanics did we talk about? How many things did we research? And never once was I sitting here like, man, why am I asking this dumb motherfucker for help? There was none of that. All of it was just like, man, I'm really happy he's taking the time. Like, there's a really, really good thing that happens when you play with another like decent, good PoE player, and that gives you someone to bounce ideas off of, and then sometimes to just realize like
when you
like,
felt, and that's what happened. Like, you felt you've exhausted every possible avenue. You're saying that like, this ain't gonna work. Like,
it's like, dude, what do I do?
Yeah, this ain't gonna work. Like, and we put money where the mouth is, and it's just not gonna work. And I can't. I'm not gonna sit here and bitch and moan about like I want you to play the game. I want you to enjoy the game. But this was a challenge that we set ourselves to. I'm like, can we do this?
Yeah,
it's not as easy, right? We took a risk. It didn't work. I still want you to play the game. I still want you to enjoy the game. So that takes for you to pivot and do it.
Being that PoE 1 is going to be around for times in the future, I am going to try a melee build league starter again. Okay. The thing is I'm going to try something a little safer.
Or I think next league, you could do a melee, and I might do an Orabot again.
Ooh.
I think that although you would have to go elemental melee. I found out. I was talking to a Orabot today. I was like, hey man, like, is there Orabot that can help like me, like a physical person? He's like, nah, dude, Like, you gotta go elemental. Like, that's the only way like a Arbok can really help. I was like, okay, something to think
Okay,
about.
that's kind of weird because
So,
I could have swore kinetic blast is a physical skill,
mm,
and that's what
that's
they use to farm five ways.
maybe, maybe I don't know. But that's just
Maybe,
something that they
maybe,
said.
yeah, yeah. I'm actually curious, so we might actually look into that.
So,
But let's see, a fire thing, no, or an elemental. So
well,
chaos damage.
that's for a future episode.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, yeah. Sorry, yeah, 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 sorry. But
Trials of the Ancestors.
now, yeah, yeah. Now to move on, I would like to hear how, especially because you've actually had time to play this league. How has Trials of the Ancestors been? As the league mechanic, not necessarily just like the time that we had, because we obviously can make fun out of shit if you need to.
When we first started, it was fucking hard, and it was like it's like head is like getting something with it's like getting an IKEA with no goddamn instructions. Even the instructions that IKEA gives you is better than what they provided for us. And it took a really long time of figuring out like this is how you should play the content. The content is brutal. I think the content is equally brutal for any class. Sanctum, for example, is brutal, but Sanctum is not as brutal for range versus a melee. I did
Or even the
Sanctum.
spellcaster.
I did Sanctum, and maybe I'm the only one. Maybe I'm the idiot. I don't know. Sanctum is brutal for melees. It is impossible to dodge the shit that they hit you with. And even if I have 50,000 armor, that doesn't help my resolve. It just doesn't. Like, I don't care what GGG said. It just doesn't. My mitigation does not help. I get hit once, I lose like 30% of my resolve. And I'm in room 3, floor 1.
So, do you continue doing those? I don't understand how those
The
actually work.
Sanctum?
Yeah,
So, okay, so
like
you get a tomb. You get one tomb, and
mhm.
then you go through the entire floor with one tomb.
Okay,
You could stop whenever you want and continue later, or you could just run out of whatever. When you get to the second floor, you get another tome back to either continue or to sell it. And that
okay,
tome will have whatever progress you've did so far, like your curses, your whatever afflictions, and your wins. And
all
then
right.
and it continues. So
So
essentially,
one
this is why
tome
they are kind of
can be
rare.
an
The
entire
tomes are kind of
sanctum.
rare.
So one tome can be one entire sanctum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
If you keep it rolling, yeah.
right, 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 right. Okay,
So Sanctum is brutal for melee. It's just brutal. I don't. Maybe I gotta maybe look up a video, see if maybe I'm doing something wrong. But I'm super quick, so I can dodge most things. If I see it, I can dodge it. But nah, not when it's like 3 or 4 of them. It's impossible. It's not enough map. And then if I run away, one, I'm melee, so they won't die. So I have to be in their face to kill them. So it's very brutal. But Trial of Innocence is not, it's equally brutal in my opinion for either builds. I think minion builds have a built-in advantage.
because they're buffing everything around them.
Yeah, and you have more. There's more shit.
Action economy, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if you have like I think Skelly shit that shoots projectiles. I
You
think
can cover the screen, yeah.
yeah, I think anything that has widespread and it comes to trial will have an easier time. However, as a
You
melee
know what?
build,
This will end of. You know what? Hold up. Let's go. Let's the Forbidden Right COC, bro. Come on, just do fine.
exactly. So as a melee build though, I can do I was able to do trials of the
Okay.
ancestors, right? For now I'm gonna call it TotA. It's just easier. So TotA was doable. I didn't feel like I was hemorrhaging. However, there's a false sense of security. There are things in that will fuck you up. I don't care how much defense you have. I don't care how much. The way they did the math on these guys and the way they hit you, mitigation does not matter. Like, there's a few of them that like I don't remember his name. He has a few memes out right now on Reddit. That specifically bypasses your physical damage reduction.
Oh wow.
He will
Not even
just
overwhelm?
no, he would just one tap you. No matter what you got, he was just like one of his haymakers will one tap you. One of his basic attacks can one tap you. It's not crit. It's just he just completely ignores your physical reduction. And I'm armor build. So I've had to learn that every time I fight him, we gotta stick and move. Hit, pounce. Hit, bounce. And I've been able to manage that. Everyone else, there's one caster that does this Kamehameha that pretty much obliviates me. I have to remember who she is. And other than that, everything else I can do it. Like what I typically do is I place myself like a tank, and I crowd as many as I can and get their attention. And I don't kill them. I just try to just make sure like, hey, intimidate. Like, what's up? I'm right here. And let my guys do their thing. But once they do their thing, I've won basically up to I was able to farm about a div in tattoos and sold everything and a few other objects. I think I got 2 of the uniques.
Oh really?
Yeah. I got the armor and I believe I got a bow. Oh, something like that. I don't know if it's a bow exclusively to that though. But I got 2, but I think it's a few more.
Okay.
I've read one Reddit article or was it YouTube or something like that. A guy was able to farm 50 divs so far from the league content. He's up to, I believe, rank 2000. I'm only got up.
Fucking damn.
Yeah, I only got up to rank 200. And you gain about 12 to 15 ranks every time you win, depending on how many times you win and if you didn't lose.
Right.
So for him to be that fucking high,
he found a strat.
Bonkers. Yeah,
he found a strat. Either it's his build or he found just a.
And that's probably about all he's running. I would assume. It has to be. That's all he's running to be that high.
I'm curious what people are doing for it, and I kind of want to look it up, mainly for scientific purposes. I
think chaos would work well. Any chaos damage would work well. Damage over time would work well.
Stick and move, yeah.
And anything that has large range. The more range you can cover, because that large range basically stops people from destroying pillars.
Right. Because they're interrupting. Even though some of them are fucking immune to interrupt.
Yeah, but they die quickly for the most part. Well, yeah, those are the giant turtle. Yeah, they're big ass targets. They get killed.
Yeah, but how many times has well, then again, you remember the build I was playing, bro. I couldn't kill shit, so.
Oh yeah. So
that thing was basically doom.
There's some tattoos that really sell for a lot.
Yeah.
They're like some tattoos sell for like 15 divs. There's some tattoos that sell for 5, like popcorn. Like they sell for 5, 10, 15 here and there. I never got one of the ones that obviously can sell for a lot more. And I don't honestly know whether or not they're locked into the higher ranks. Like as you get, I'm assuming the higher ranks you go, the more exclusive loot you get. I'm gonna assume that. Kind of like Delve.
Right. You have to get it past a certain point to start seeing certain types of rewards.
The one strategy that has worked, and I learned this very quickly, is do not go for the loot. Don't focus on the loot. The only time you should go for the loot is when you're confident in your team and you're not gonna lose. Instead, you should go for the the favors, the sponsors.
Oh, figures, yeah.
You should only go for the sponsors, and you shouldn't just go crazy and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna just go for whatever. No. At
Yeah,
first, when you
you
first
want
do it,
something.
go for whoever gives you the most. Right? Just go whoever gives you the most. That will start to get you an idea of who's what does what. However, at a certain point, you have to learn which ones you prefer based on your build. There's some that are pretty good overall, but there are some that are gonna complement your build. Like for me, one of the ones that are really good for me are the tide callers, the one that shoot like tides.
Mm-hmm.
They were really well for me because of my specific build, and the one that buffs my and gives me an onslaught. I forgot what it's called. He has a green mask.
Oh yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, yeah.
And then my flankers are always the birds that teleport.
I don't. Do they teleport? I could have swore
Yeah,
they were just fast as fuck.
they use lightning. They use lightning warp
Oh, interesting.
to get to the other side, so they bypass everything else. And so
Dude,
as long as I have everyone in the middle and I'm intimidating everything, taunting everything, they pretty much do their thing and win the game for me.
okay.
So go for the sponsors. Now, if you see a reward that says 5 chaos, that's the bait. That's the bait. You gotta be careful with this. Think about your team. Think about like how much more. Think about if you sacrifice not gaining as much sponsors, is it worth getting this 5 chaos? Because you're what you're playing here is the long game. You're trying to win the tournament to get more ranks, to get higher and higher and higher and higher. So it's one of those things where you don't know what what's the last guy you're gonna fight and what shit he has. At the end of the tournament, though, you should have a full team. If you do not have a full team, you're going to be highly, highly, highly at a disadvantage. Again, if your build is good enough, though, you can make up for that offset. If you have an army of minions, you may be all right. You just may be all right. And
I wonder if being an Orabot would help.
I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. That's a real fucking good question.
Just sit there and just make all your fucking team just invulnerable and fucking crack the fuck out.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. That's a real good question.
Then you just are because you've seen.
You know what?
I'm gonna go on
a limb and say no.
Who knows?
Why? Because I have a few auras and I don't think they benefit from it. Now we don't actually have any official information on this, but I've seen it. I don't think they benefit from it. You don't see, when I have determination and you stand next to me, you get the Archon too.
True, but
I don't see that on them.
I don't know if you see that on like Einhar, but I don't know if that affects him either. But their buffs can affect you. I know that because
I don't know. Yeah, they don't have we have no information on this. We have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on a limb and say no. I don't think it will work that way. Which, begs the question of like,
I was hoping that the mechanic was going to be more fun.
It's different.
Like, it is different. I get it.
It's as different as Blight.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like, this is way out the wheelhouse of an action RPG.
Right. My whole thing, though, is like about these types of things is the reason I like Expedition, right, is because you're using your build to do shit.
Right.
I prefer when people use your build to do shit. I didn't sit here and, like, for instance, today spend 3 hours working on a fucking character so I can learn how someone else's character works. In a situation where it's only going to work in one mechanic. Like, I understand it's probably worth it. I understand it's probably money making. Like, dude,
are you playing the game to enjoy a game, or you playing it to make money? You can't have it both ways, right? And I think that's what people kind of, You forget that this is a fucking game. Like you're supposed to be enjoying yourself.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna focus real hard on Expedition because I find the big bomb fucking awesome.
It is dope.
Like,
It is dope. I my only beef with it is that if I'm doing a tier 16 map, give me 2 bombs. Can I just get 2 bombs? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm, Or give me a node that can give me 2 bombs. Like give me an Atlas node that I can do 1 bomb and then I like a 1% chance to get 2 bombs. That's all.
I could dig that if there's like a chance,
Yeah.
not just like 2 bombs,
Because
because
it'd
I
be
feel like there has to be some sacrifice. That's what Expedition has always been about.
now I don't
Expedition has
know.
always been about just like
I don't know if you have a 1 bomb in the logbook.
no, that doesn't affect logbooks.
Okay. That'd be
It's
dope.
the same. It indeed would be dope. You don't have a single argument from me. That would be dope as fuck.
You can
That
only
would make
blow up half the map.
yeah, but you do like again. This is why like I think it's really on brand for Expedition. It's always been a risk reward thing, right? Now,
Well, that's path, yeah.
like yeah, but in Expedition, I feel it's especially accentuated because you see these things. You're like, oh, okay, cool. I can give them fucking attack speed. I can give them armor, and I can give them this.
You
and then
can
see
give modifiers to the block buff, right? Like you can make an alchemy, like you can give it alchemy and then
yes,
roll it. Okay.
yes. So you have like a large area of deciding what your difficulty for this is going to be.
You run in
Right?
white,
You can,
yellow.
I run usually. It depends on my build, right? Once I get there, I run them yellow because
Okay.
why the fuck not? Like extra quant, sure, I'll take it. I don't know if it really works. I do know pack size transfers over, and pack size is how your artifacts, like the tiny artifacts, are determined.
Well, I'm assuming everything transfers over. It's a modifier. It's a map modifier.
Right. But again, I'm not 100%. I know of one thing that I do know. You know what I mean? It's like you're not sure about the rest of it. Like that's all it is. I wouldn't doubt it. I'm just not sure.
Your point about the build. I'm losing it a little bit, but you had a point about the build affecting, like you not interacting with the mechanic as your build against it, but more of like you don't need your build for the mechanic technically.
Right. I feel like, for instance, Blight. You don't need your build. If you understand Blight, you don't need it. You can make a very competent tower defense setup that will, over time, fucking demolish fucking nearly any Blight that you come across.
Yeah.
I think it's a fun mechanic. I thought it was a cool idea. It turns out I didn't fall in love with it as much as I thought I would.
I think, I mean, it gets to a certain point where are they gonna run out of ideas?
I like Delve
for league mechanic
because I'm using my build. I love although the crazy different maps, unique maps. I think that's a really fun, unique thing that they put into the game, even though now you've seen most of them. Alpha temples, not my most fun mechanic because it requires a little bit of reading and
syndicate. Oh lord.
Yeah, but I can appreciate them, and I have farmed all of those because I'm using my build. I can get over it. My build is the fun part of the game. Right. Like that's why I made this character, because I'm like, you know what, I want to focus on the things I want to focus on, and that's that'll work.
Yeah.
But it's not like that, or at least I don't feel like it's like that with Trials of the Ancestors. I feel like every time I'm picking up one of these new units and it has all this shit on it, and I have to decide items, and then I'm sitting there just like, dude,
it's a lot of micromanaging.
It is. I just want to stab a thing.
Like you gotta know what units are best at what, and you're creating a football team basically.
Right. I don't have like an actual tier system. I have how much did this thing cost me, and then I sit there and you run the first couple,
and then you have to redo it after the tournament.
Yeah, and it's just like, and they only give you 3 of your units. Oh, dude,
4 up to 4.
Up to 4.
I've gotten 4.
I only got 3.
Yeah, I've gotten
Maybe,
4.
and that was in a win.
Yeah,
They're just
it's.
like,
I think
oh,
it's random. I think it's random, but maybe at a certain, the higher tier you go, maybe the more you get. Maybe higher
maybe.
ranking.
But I
But you
just
essentially start over. That's the point of it. They want you to start over. They don't want you to start with a new team, because basically you had to mow the first couple of matches. You mow everything down.
yeah. But I feel, I don't know, dude. That's just a weird ass fucking situation
Now,
for me.
when it first got released,
It was harder.
it was fucking hard.
It
Like,
was day
it was
one was
hard.
really
I'm
hard.
reading the patch notes that they gave out, that they released on
Oh
the
yeah,
23rd.
they nerfed it quite a bit.
Well, they give more favor now, so it
Well,
increases the amount of favor earned from sponsors.
I don't mean like damage nerfs. I mean more of like overall mechanic nerfs. So yeah, I feel like the mechanic isn't gonna be as hard as it was when we were playing the first time, or at least when I was playing. But it really didn't leave a good impression on me, and I kind of
The
don't want to play it.
They still hurt though. They'll fuck you up. The elites will fuck you up.
Right,
Like
but
that.
well, that's the whole thing. Like, I don't want to play it. I
Yeah,
don't want to play that
they
mode.
didn't change much of that. But they just changed the progression of it, mostly in the favors. Before the getting the sponsors were rough. It was
Yeah.
rough. Now it's a little better. It's easier to kind of get in and not have that issue. Um, they claim that they added a forfeit button. I have not seen it. I don't know where the fuck it is. I don't know. I, I haven't seen it. Maybe I'm blind. I do wear glasses. But yeah. Not much else as far as they fixed a few bugs in the thing. Um, but nothing much as far as
But adding more
changes.
favor, I feel like it would definitely help.
I
Because you
think,
remember how when we were first playing, how much I was complaining, like, dude, I can't afford shit.
yeah. Now Navali gives you at least 500.
Oh wow, dude, that helps a lot. That's double.
Yeah, if you lose, it give you 500. If you win, I think it still gives you 250.
I can dig that.
Mm-hmm.
Because there were times in which it was just like, oh, apparently the team I chose to fight against is just Giga Chads.
When I made the connection of like, don't go for the reward. Know what the look at the reward, right? Look at it. If it's something that costs 12 divs, fucking go for it. Balls to the wall, go for it. However, if all the rewards are shit, don't be greedy and try to go for like a 5 chaos, 3 chaos when your team is shit. Because you end up not only you're gonna lose that match, or you may lose that match, you're gonna lose the whole damn tournament. And you're gonna
Well, the thing
basically,
is I have no way of telling who the fuck is strong in the tournament other than whether they won or not, and I don't know how strong each one of them is.
well,
You know what I mean? Like,
strong in a sense of, so this goes back to the build question that you said. Strong is based on your build. There's 2 people that will fuck me up. I don't care about no one else. Those 2 people, I don't care what rank they are, they will fuck me up. And that's because of my build. Anyone else, I'll wreck them. I don't care I don't care if they're champions or if they're like challengers, what if they're like rank 9. I will wreck you. Because it's just the build. So, and you'll learn which one of those are the people that wreck your build. And that fucking guy, I don't know his name, but he's usually at the bottom. I think it's Takahuma. Some shit like that. He does not give a fuck about your physical medication. He just hits you. And he is toxic for my build. So that and I think there's another one that shocks that one, the other person that fucks me up. Once you learn who those guys are, you start to learn to respect them whenever you go up against them. And you just start playing carefully around them. But that's the only thing I've noticed when it comes to build that really matter. Other than that, it's your team. If your team is shit, you're not gonna win.
I wonder if I can farm like low level ones with you just blasting motherfuckers.
No, it doesn't matter.
Oh, because it moves you to like level 1 or something, right? Like, isn't
I
everybody
don't
in there?
think it's based on like individual level and build. I think they all just. I guess we would have to test it. I guess, but I don't think it matters. I really don't
I
think it
think
matters.
I think that's why like level down scalings and shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? I think that's why it exists. I don't know if that's why it's
Yeah, I really
it's
don't think it
I know I would
matters your level.
gain, I wouldn't gain XP. I know that, but
I mean, you don't gain XP
from
doing.
level downscaling, or if you don't downscale. That's what I'm
No,
saying. If you don't downscale, you should be just as
but that's
powerful as you are in
but
a
that
map.
but that's the thing about trials. Trials don't work the same way as maps. You don't even get the same experience from a map, for example.
No, of course. Well, the thing is there's way less
So
things for
even experience that you get from a trial doesn't really matter from TotA. It
right.
doesn't matter
I've gotten a level from it.
at low levels.
Uh,
Level
to find
80 plus, you get like maybe 5%.
and that's for a whole tourney.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was getting shit experience, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just didn't notice.
That sounds terrible.
You wasn't
GGG.
getting,
Fuck it. Come on.
and it takes a significant amount of time to
Yeah, dude.
do a
Fuck
whole
those.
tournament.
Yeah, fuck those things. There's so many reasons I don't like it, dude.
If you're fast, at best, at best, if you're fast, you know exactly what you're doing. You know what units you're gonna get. You go through the process real quick. Maybe 30 minutes. Maybe.
Yeah, that's too much.
And how many maps can you knock out in 30 minutes?
Holy shit, dude. It depends again on how fast.
If your build is decent, every map is about 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, I would go with like a good old average 6 minutes.
So you matter of fact, where's mine?
Especially when you if
All right,
you have
look.
a build that can crank it.
I did maze at 7:06. It took me 7 minutes to do maze. It took me 4 minutes to do museum. It took
Yeah.
me 3 minutes to do siege.
See what
5
I
minutes to
mean?
do
Like,
reef.
you start blasting, and
Right.
then like, that's why I like mapping to a degree, right? If you
And
don't
then
like doing it, it doesn't take you very long of doing it to get where like the mechanic that you're trying to get to.
right, you're getting so much more experience. You're getting so much more drops. Bro, the drops you get from a map, it could be a tier 10 map. You don't have to be doing red tier maps. You can be doing yellow maps, white maps. But the amount of cash you get from doing a 5-minute white map, just do a bunch of them, you're going to get so much more than you'll get in a whole round of doing trial TOTAs. You're just gonna get more because you may get a good tattoo. You may get a good tattoo,
Yeah,
but you may not.
RNG. It's RNG dependent whether you're gonna
And you
get
get
anything.
one.
Yeah.
And then when we was doing it as a team, so we sometimes got 2 rewards, but it was random. We sometimes only got 1.
Yeah, sometimes we fucking didn't, and I noticed.
And
I'm mainly telling GG, not to you, bro. Sorry.
yeah. And then so it's like, oh, what the fuck? So there's no real advantage to get like a 5-man team and do the shit. There's no advantage to that because you're gonna share one reward 5 ways. Now, yes, you can get lucky and you can get a 15 div tattoo, but it's a long road, bro. It's a long road. You gotta really love the content and do it for the sake of loving the content and not really caring about making money.
Yeah, and then the whole wonderful part about League is if you love something and you really do love the mechanic, you will find a way to make money doing it.
Yeah, no, that's true.
There is something that will drop from that stuff that you or someone else wants or needs, and people will pay you for having it.
Yep, because people like me that don't want to actually play the content because I find it stupid. I would pay you,
right?
If I make a div in an hour,
Fossils is a perfect fucking example too.
Yeah.
Nobody likes fucking Delve, but everybody wants fucking fossils for crafting.
Maybe
We'll
like
make
there's like 100 people that maybe supplies all the fossils in the server.
I don't know about that. That's a
Maybe
little-
less.
that's
You know, it'd be that one dude that you see him every time. Depth
I know.
4,000.
Yeah, that's true. There are, but I think that Delve has like a very niche yet dedicated community for people who do just love fucking delving. I don't get it. I can't do it. It's then
Well,
again, it's not that you
the
can't do
limit
it.
you have limited builds for Delve. Very
Yes.
limited. You have to have fuck ton of health regen. If you do not have that, fuck Delve. You don't go into Delve. You have to have a large HP pools.
And doesn't what's it called, the darkness in there end up killing your health regen anyway?
It's like a battle against death. The more health regen, the deeper you go.
Interesting.
Because the health it kind of balances it out. The more defenses you have against it, plus the more health regen you have, it's like a buffer against the degen. So you'll last longer in the darkness.
Okay.
And if you're walking around with 10,000 HP and you have like 2,000 HP regen, you'll survive. You'll survive a good amount of time. RF's builds, they're really well in
That's true.
those.
That's true. I have a friend that plays an RF build every league, and he made another one. And man, it's pretty good.
Mhm.
It's one of those things where it's like, I wonder if there's any real reason to make anything but an RF build for League Start, man. It's so fucking easy.
It is. It's one of those things where it's like, I can't believe that build has stayed so consistent. I think someone in GGG really loves RF.
I feel like someone in
They are
GGG
protecting that fucking. They're protecting it.
Nah, they're not protecting RF, dude. They're protecting Pox.
That's true. Maybe it is.
I feel like that's what it is, bro. Pox is such a fucking pillar of the community, and like how much he's done for fucking RF. They're just like, nah, dude, we can't slap him in the face by nuking fucking RF.
I mean, it's not a great skill. As far as RF is concerned, it's not a great skill. It's not like a world beater. Like, you don't have to sit next to a motherfucking Uber for maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah, but RF is not made for Ubers.
Right. That's why it hasn't been nuked. Because it's not destroying the game. It's just not being destroyed by the game.
It just, yeah, it allows you, like, if you ever wanted to just play the fucking game, right? You don't want to think too hard. You don't want to go and learn fucking 55 different mechanics. Go RF. You have to learn 2 mechanics. 1, how your RF generates damage. Number 2, defense.
Yep.
List over.
Yep.
Like, once you get that,
this is God mode.
Yeah, you'll be unkillable. You don't do the max amount of damage in the game. Obviously, unkillable things shouldn't. But you will be able to get extraordinarily far into the game.
Yeah.
You will be shocked at how much you'll be able to see just in the sheer factor that you do consistent damage and you don't die.
Yep. Dying is literally the barrier of progression.
As a matter of fact, I think my RF character was the only character I got 2 maps with only 1 death.
Yeah. Like, it starts really early on because very early on you start stacking life regen.
Yeah, I think
life.
I think by level 32, nowadays you're transferring already into
and you get whacked, but you have so much life and life regen. You're saying, dude, like, that kind of hit me. Ouch.
And because Righteous Fire's damage is based off your HP, you start doing like extraordinarily consistent damage.
Yeah.
Like,
the ascendancy, for is that Juggernaut?
Yes.
There you go. Juggernaut is built for, like, just
you're just thick.
Like,
if it killed you,
I gotta admit, my Juggernaut he's a thick boy. He gets hit. I got like maybe I got 4,000 HP, which is, by the way, for a melee, it's pretty bad. But because I'm Juggernaut, I sit there in the middle. I'm like, I'm good.
Your
I'm good.
effective hit pool is nearly infinite for anything that doesn't one shot you.
Yeah.
That's the wonderful thing about going like really big physical reductions.
Yeah.
It's like if it doesn't one shot you and you have like a significant amount of regen.
If I have a split second, I'm
yeah,
good. I'm good.
You're good. You'll be able to react.
If I get hit twice, I'm dead.
The issues start creeping up when you think that you can tank an Uber Saber Slam. And no, you cannot. I will tell you simply, if you don't want to go into like the super mechanics of it, very simply, the larger the hit, the less your armor means.
Of course, they have to mitigate it somehow, right?
Right. Well, I mean that to anybody listening that doesn't quite know, because I used to think that
if it looks big, if you see that motherfucker just like pulling back, like you just see the full flex, the muscles creeping, the veins popping, just know you're gonna die.
Describing a Baki scene.
You know what I'm saying? Like it like path is legit like that.
It's the thing is I don't know if it's because my computer is not very good. I don't know if I'm looking at the right animation. All I know is that Shaper turns really weird and purple, and I know he's about to slam. And then I do
definitely because you have a shitty computer.
Right, because I have no idea what he's doing. He just goes all purple, and like it just turns into like a weird triangle looking polygon. And all of a sudden another triangle polygon pops up where I was, and I know, just stay away from the polygon. Fuck that polygon.
I'm over here thinking you play fucking Path. You're playing Pong. Just, what the fuck is this? Oh fuck.
That shit.
Yeah, he does. It looks like when Vol does his slam. He fucking just pulls back.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah.
Have I really not seen that animation the entire time I played this game?
Yeah, go on YouTube. Look up Shaper Slam. He just kind of but he's kind of frail looking, so it doesn't look very intimidating.
I am going to record what it looks like on my screen one of these days.
That'd be fun.
As a matter of fact,
I'll post it as a short. on YouTube.
Like, I really want to show you the fact that when I'm fighting Shaper, like once he goes into Shaper Slam, I'm literally fighting a polygon, a giant fucking polygon, by the way, and it's not small; it's huge. I think it's
playing Galaga.
Yeah, it looks like the target indicator. That one is not loading in; it just loads in as one big ass fucking purple shit. It's fucking weird. And eventually, like, I've been playing this game for so long on this PC that I have never not known that that's not the way it was.
I mean, it's a slam, so it's supposed to look like a slam.
All I know, like, okay, so I'm gonna tell you what my brain rationalized it at. It looked like he would cover himself in a fucking purple veil, disappear for a second, and the purple veil would come back, and then he would be there. So it doesn't look awful. Like, it's not like it's a very terrible rendered polygon. It looks like Shaper shit.
Shaper shit.
I'm like really confused now, because I'm like, wait,
that's worse.
His shit is not. Yeah, it's purple as fuck. I really thought like that's how it was supposed to be.
Well, there's a lot of purple shit that happens in
yeah. So
everything's purple shit.
Yeah, I didn't think anything was out of the ordinary. I was just like, Shaper's doing some purple shit. What's new? I just noticed
this guy tanked it. I'm looking at a melee build.
Oh yeah, dude. Some people can. What's his face does?
I can see. Oh, I see why it's a polygon. I can see what a polygon is. I see it. I see the instance where it's a polygon.
Okay.
It's
all
just.
Right, I'm not crazy.
It's just. I guess if you're playing really really low resolution, I can see why it would turn into like a triangle polygon.
It's more.
Because he does this like aura, and as he's prepping for the swing, there's an aura that goes above him, It's like he's summoning the goddamn nebula and gonna
Oh.
hit you with the nebula.
Okay. Well, yeah. My computer does not like that animation.
I mean, it's kind of a weird animation because the nebula is like, what's that? I don't know what the fuck that looks like. You know how his thing is all nebula in the back?
Yeah, celestial.
Yeah, that's what he hits you with. So it almost looks like you're seeing through the map.
Oh, that's cool. And yeah, I don't have that deep of resolution of it. To me, it just looks like purple and like different colors or shades of purple. Like it's trying to load the
This motherfucker is Prince, bro.
It's what?
It's Prince. Shades of
They
purple.
are.
Shades of purple.
Oh, I thought that was just wait. That's not Prince.
Prince has the whole purple thing. Purple Rain.
Right, but Shades of Purple isn't.
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm just like,
I'm just wondering why you thought that I would get that particular joke.
It's not a joke. I'm just saying, like, maybe it's Prince. It does like purple. It does a lot of purple shit.
It's not Purple Rain though, because that's the song.
You're making me feel bad.
Am I?
I feel like I made a bad connection somehow.
Oh, sorry. I won't. No. Wait. What did you say it was? Purple Shades. Yeah, Shades of Purple. That's cool.
My verdict for
Bro?
TotA is, I hope it doesn't go core. I don't think that it's a good idea. It's a good idea.
If it goes core, again, I don't mind the game being larger. I don't. Again, they're not forcing me to play it, right?
I like that tattoo idea. Ironically,
I love tattoos. They're strong as fuck.
I think kind of like Cluster Jewels, it gives that next level of like customization that the game always benefits from.
Yeah,
but the mechanic of that, it's not very rewarding to do it. And I think the tattoos itself are not enough to warrant. See, I'm not mad at Sanctum coming back because Sanctum, the rewards you get from Sanctum are the same as anyone else. You get divs, you can
get bomb fucking money out of Sanctum, yeah.
But you can get bomb as money from Expedition. If you do it enough, if you like it, you do it.
Yeah.
It has an each equal value, but for tattoos to be locked into that, that's a. I guess to your earlier point though, there's some players that are gonna like doing it, and they're gonna be able to make money off of that exclusively of players that don't like to do it.
Yep.
So I can get it.
We'll just have to pay for tattoos. It's
literally that's what we do here.
Yeah, exactly.
In real life. It's like, bro, I need a tattoo. How much? 300. All right. Let me get that purple. Cool. Let me get that purple guitar tattoo.
So like I get you. I just I don't mind it being there. I'm let down than it was. I didn't find it more fun. Like, but I can't blame like GGG that I didn't enjoy that. I am still excited as fuck for the league.
Because yeah, it feels like the last few leagues. It's not a big breakup in the meta. Like it's not like one item feels extraordinarily stronger than anything else.
I do feel like build diversity is really nice right now. I did notice that there are two that are, have a big share of the player base, but
their preferences,
it's not preferential. It's not as big as some of the leagues that I've seen. Yes. Where you'll have like 70% of the fucking player base playing one build. Like that's when I feel like shit's not good. Right now we have, I think it's like a 40%, a 20%, and then
most players are playing right now 17% of players are playing Deadeye, and they're playing two builds: Lightning Arrow with returning projectiles, because that is a beast of a
Yep.
sport gym, and they're also playing either like a combination of barrage and tornado shot, which is again every league is always pretty fucking decent. Um, they're
Oh my fucking god. That's what I should have done. Returning projectiles. And then I go ice spear, continue, or I stated I should have like gone ice spear. And
explosive arrow again.
Ooh, EA, yeah.
Again, big one. This is a secondary one. And then the third is a Pathfinder, which is a mixed match of Insanguinate, I can never say that correctly.
Exsanguinate.
And Toxic Rain. Again, I'm
Yeah.
surprised at the Insanguinate, honestly.
Are you?
I'm a little surprised. Yeah, I see right now, third top player, he's doing 6.5 million with that skill.
That's big.
Yeah,
Big
I'm actually surprised.
And that's just
I think he's doing chaos. I think he's doing chaos conversion though, because see, 55% of his damage is chaos.
Makes sense. There's not very many things in the game with chaos resistance. It's the reason I like chaos so much.
Right. Yeah. And everything else is 9%, 9%, 9%, 8%, 8%, 8%, 6%, 5%, 4%. Yeah, so it's pretty distributed.
Yeah, game is doing well right now. Like, I think that people said the same thing about Calandra. Is that
if you do host a 5-way, fuck having 3 bow people.
Huh?
If you do a 5-way map, a 5-way, 5-6 people in a map, and you have 2 or 3 bow people with three different types of MTX on their bows projectiles.
5-ways usually require you to turn off your shit.
Nah, no one respects that in a public MT. Everyone has their own purple, pink, purple, blues.
So first of all, me and you have to make sure that we're referencing the same thing. When you said 5-way, I'm thinking 5-way Legion.
Oh! I'm retarded. Yeah. Yes.
So I was confused. That you meant just like a public party. Got you.
Yeah, just a 5 people in the room, 6 people in the room. You know what I mean? Doing the public, and if you have 2 or 3 people who have different MTXs for their skills, bro, it's impossible. Everyone starts shooting off arrows, and it's just like, what's going on? It looks like the Sears fireworks.
Yeah, especially because they're all different colors because everybody's playing a different element.
So, anything else? I think we've covered most.
No, I have enjoyed our quick talk. Everybody who has been here, thank you for coming. I hope you listened to the last episode. Oh, there is one more thing that I did remember.
What's up?
Buttons. And this is your second reminder for buttons. Buttons. If you want us to keep making this stuff and you like us talking about this bullshit, let us know. Buttons. That's the way to tell us. It's like helping out.
We're gonna post a question with this episode. What was the question you wanted me to answer? It was do you consume content in any direction, whether it's chronologically or it doesn't matter? You just do whatever's latest.
Right. The newest content or in chronological order of release. Yeah. Ow! What the fuck just froze me? Oh. Sorry, man. That hurt.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just random. Obviously he's playing, right? He's trying to catch up. Love his character. I have an early day tomorrow, so I probably won't be playing no more tonight, and we'll probably see you tomorrow. Hopefully, you'll be a little further ahead.
Be on tomorrow.
That's I've been burning. I
know you have, dude. That's why I'm asking. I'm not.
So it's not for me. It's more for my family sake, right? I gotta balance it a little bit. So I may take tomorrow off a little bit. Maybe play a few hours late night. Since I don't have to go into work on Friday. So to be determined. That's the best way I can do.
I think you should chill and chill with the fam then.
But it's so fun, you know what I'm saying?
I know,
I
but
got,
I'll be
I'm in that
playing.
moment. I'm in that groove right now where if I just keep going, start
You're
pushing.
hitting clusters.
Yeah, I'm like halfway level to 93 right now.
And a rest might give you time just to
Yeah, but
not
I can't get the wife too mad. So once again, this is your third reminder: buttons,
buttons.
buttons. It
We
helps
love
us a lot.
buttons.
Not only that, it helps when we are seeing like there's people who are actually listening to us. We thank you very much. It keeps us motivated, right? It keeps us like, yo, bro,
Yep.
we got like 3 people listening, bro. We gotta fucking like make an episode, man. And like, all right, cool. And once again, I just want to apologize for that fuck up that I did. It's learning. We're learning, doing things different. Hopefully, we'll grow from this and do that. But it's hard. Nah, it's hard. Uploading and when we doing these long ass episodes. This one's so far is 1 hour 16, but when we doing 2 or 3 hours, like what we did, it's a chunky ass video.
It is,
and I do everything in like 2K. That video I think was like 20 gigs. So it's kind of hard to encode all that stuff and then be able to upload it correctly. So
yeah, but I do love doing this. I appreciate the fact that someone's out there that listens to my opinion enough to press a button.
Buttons. That's your fifth reminder. Anyway,
all right, love you all. You all have a good night. Say good night, Mr. Ghost.
Oh, Mr. Ghost. I was like, who's Ghost? Oh, me. Oh, bye. See you later.